So they settled out of court or whatever, but part of the agreement was that the members of Huey Lewis and the News would never talk about it. But of course, eventually it came out. So then they got sued back.
Is that legally binding?
Yeah, if you sign an agreement that's like a non-disclosure agreement, it's like, hey, don't talk about this.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, oh right, NDAs exist.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, the way I thought about, like, it's a curse. Like, I'm just like, if you ever speak about this,
you both just cut your hands and shake hands, and it's all right. If you ever talk about this, your fucking hand will fall off.
I completely, like, my brain was just like, yeah, my brain just completely skipped over the fact that there's legal bindings called non-disclosure agreements.
Like, literally the entire point of the agreement is to not talk about what happened.
Yeah. It's like, what happened? Like, black magic happened? What's going on? Oh, right. Just legal stuff.
What the fuck? Hold on a second.
The fucking issue that I'm having is that, like, it's IQ, like, Corsair's, like, proprietary bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, not only is it fucking with my headset, like, it's fucking with everything. Like, my second monitor will go out. It's like, this shouldn't be happening.
Wow.
Yeah. Whatever, let's just start this fucking podcast. I'm already recording.
I mean, the podcast is kind of
It's been going.
started.
My bad.
It's good.
Tentatively.
I mean, this is all good stuff at least, so.
Oh my god. Fuck it, this has just not been my week.
Right? Holy shit.
No, it does not.
Hold on. FF16 Details.
The first one that's rated M.
What? Oh, FF16? Or
Yeah.
Final Fantasy? Yeah. I didn't really look at much of the stuff. I just saw that it was, what the hell? It didn't send. Here we go.
Is it not just my computer? Is it also Discord fucking itself?
It might be Discord.
Discord has been, like, bad recently.
I'm sure it's just because, like, there's a lot more, like, people using it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's not letting me edit fucking whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see that. Because I should be able to delete your shit, but I can't.
That's weird.
Wow, okay. It's just one of those, every day is just one of those days.
Was my drive fucking up type thing?
Yeah, I thought it was, like, my side of things, and luckily it's just fucking everything. You know?
I mean, I can still edit the drive.
Not the drive, cuz.
Talking about
Oh.
Discord.
Discord itself.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I'm technically, like, the server holder or whatever, so I have, like, full access to everything.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, no, Discord's just broken.
Yay.
Yay. Well, hopefully it holds up while we're doing this. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to make sure it's got anything important that might pertain to us in the last week. Which I'm pretty sure. Do you guys have anything to think of to put on here?
For story wise?
Yeah.
Or like docket stuff wise?
Fucking Guilty Gear Accent Core plus CC, where the fuck it's called.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Got
Rollback.
Yeah, there's that.
God, what a horrible name. Guilty Gear XX Accent Core plus R.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
Hold on. Can't be. I type in all that shit.
Bad takes on Twitter, but that's consistent with like every single day.
Sure.
Dude, I follow Squib Quotes. I know bad takes on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no more heroes on Switch.
Is there a new one?
Well, there's a new one coming, but they took the original first two games and put them on Switch with just regular controller controls.
Oh shit,
And more motion control bullshit.
I might have to... Dude, like, half the fun of that game was jerking off your fucking lightsaber. Like...
That was like the only good part, though. Like the rest of that shit with the movement controls did made it not as good as it could have been.
I guess that's true.
I mean, I'm probably just gonna talk about how much I hate Halloween.
Really? You do hate scary stuff, cause
I hate scary stuff.
okay, let's do this shit.
Welcome to the Drowning Pools podcast. This is episode 80. Whoa,
87.
That one.
my brain.
Yeah, seriously. The announcement thing is right here if you need to look at it ever. You know, it's right in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the previous episode. No, this is not that one. It's the next one.
Yep, it's right there. It's just right there.
Anyway. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a couple of us are doing all right. One of us is not doing so hot.
My computer is killing my soul. And not just because WoW's expansion is releasing soon.
So I did see you playing that. Wait, it just had that expansion released?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
23rd of November is Shadowlands.
Okay.
But, no, I'm going to be bitching about this the entire fucking podcast. Let's get this out of the way early. Fucking fires made me evacuate my house.
Man. I was gonna make a joke about how he said not doing so hot.
But what the
I mean, technically not on fire, so. Okay, so you want to know the stupidest part? So we were in the voluntary evacuation zone, and we were like, okay, we'll evacuate if it's mandatory. So they like bump us up to mandatory, and like later that night they bump us back down to voluntary. But we were like already in Vegas at that point. Okay, so we were in Vegas because Keon's family lives in Vegas, so we were going to stay with them. Not just because we wanted to go get absolutely plastered and play slots.
That was just a bonus.
Yeah, you know me, drinky magoo. No, fucking. It's just like we went there, and like it's essentially like a 5-hour drive, right? Because we had to go around the fires. It wasn't just like a straight shot like normally it would be.
Right. Yeah.
So like, we got there, and like we wake up the next day. It's like the fire is like slightly more contained, and like we can go back home. And I'm just like, like, are you fucking kidding me? But like we stayed in Vegas for like one extra day, just to make sure that like everything was solid, essentially.
More like just to feel like the trip was worth it.
Well, it's like it's one of those things where like I know wildfires can get like, or can like be like, oh, it's 90% contained, and then overnight it just like flares up again.
Yeah.
So
wildfires for a reason.
Yeah, so it's like we stayed just to make sure that like we weren't gonna have to immediately leave again. But like it was a whole thing. It was fun though. Like Keon's family's super nice, but and I'd never been to Vegas before, so that was cool. We didn't go to the strip or anything, but it was fun. But like, yeah, that was like the first half of my week, and then I came home and worked, and like that was that was my week. Oh my god.
We know you're terrified that you might die in a horrible fire, but can you come in today?
Yeah.
These people.
That was pretty much it yesterday. I was. He's like, "Do you know when you might be back?" I'm like, "Probably Thursday." And he's like, "Cool, see you then." I'm like, "I." Yeah. You know what? I need to get paid.
That reminds me of that meme of the dude going, "I die, but at my funeral, my boss comes over, leans over my corpse, and goes, 'How could you do this to us? You know we're busy on Saturdays.'"
No, my manager was super cool about it.
Yeah.
He was like, like, he was just like, yeah, like, don't worry about it. Like we
understand.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
He knew it wasn't just because I was like, I wanted to call out. He's like, yeah, your house is like in the fire zone, so he was chill about it.
Yeah. So, when the inevitable gangs of armed militia start roving through the Midwest, I'll be probably moving your way too. So I totally understand.
Yeah, I'm not excited for the political unrest that will happen.
Woo! November 3rd, baby!
Already voted, bitches.
Oh well. Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be the same as it is every fucking year. Every fucking 4 years.
I hope that's the case.
They're just the media's just kind of blowing up how bad it's gonna be just because they want to create buzz and all that shit. It's
true.
not a big deal. We got bigger shit to worry about than these fucking two stupid old white dudes arguing over dumb bullshit.
Yeah, we're so bomb-moneying them.
Staying the fuck away.
Actually campaigning for Joe Biden.
Foolishness. Anyway.
I mean, he was his vice president, so it makes sense.
It does, but, you know. I guess because people still have that... I can't believe we're getting into this. People still have that...
Let's just not. That's okay.
That's true. I'll say this one thing. People still have that cheery idea of Obama, but they should probably look into what he actually did and not his public image, you know. But
Moving on.
And moving on.
Speaking of other things that are kind of depressing to talk about,
Hey, Cyberpunk got delayed again after they said that there would be no more delays. But this is only like a delay by like a few days. But it's still pretty bad. Plus, in the wake of this, people have been coming out and being like, actually, CD Projekt Red, kind of shitty with the crunch. Kind of shitty with how they pay people. There were like a couple people who were coming out like, hey, I got paid like $430 a month to work on this game at certain points.
That's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
That, like, even in a place that like probably has a lower cost of living, that's still really bad.
And also, when they promised that the employees would get like 10% of the revenue for 2020 from the sales for that. Because of the last delay, well, now it's delayed till December, so they're gonna get about like 30 days of shit, and that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, 'cause I don't even think that that would roll over legally.
They would have to. They would probably have to write up something new if it's already
extended.
Yeah. Which I'm sure is completely in their power, but they're gonna be like, but all our lawyers are on vacation or whatever.
They're getting paid off all the money we made this year.
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, this is an issue of like, I understand where both sides are coming from, but like at some point, and like, I feel bad for like the company because I read like one of the releases of like why this delay is happening, and basically what it is like it's coming down to final version testing, and they have to do it on like. I think their Twitter said like 9 different consoles.
Yeah, because they said like the PC version is just ready to go.
Yeah,
you know, it's everything else that's kind of holding them back.
Well, apparently like they weren't. I don't know about weren't planning, but like I think the PS4 backwards compatibility for the PS5 like apparently like it just threw a wrench in their shit, and they had to like go through the game and make sure it was okay.
Oh yeah.
And like I get that, but also. Like, it seems like this should have been something that popped up earlier. Either they say, like, we will patch it, like, later if we need to, or, like, whatever. Like, I get it because I realize it's not that easy of just, like, oh, just code the thing and be done with it, duh. But, like...
Right, yeah. Because and it seems pretty simple, right? Because they're already talking about how your PS4 version is just upgradable to the PS5 version for free. So it's like, well, then just release it for the PS4, then fix all the shit and put it out for the PS5 later.
Yeah.
But you still got to basically make a PS5 version of the game, which who knows if that would work, right? So you still got to test it.
So it's just like I get where they're coming from, and I feel bad that they kind of got screwed by essentially companies releasing right when they want to release, but like also fucking bruh, like
yeah, it's not like they don't control the corporate the corporate work culture there. Like, you don't have to crunch people. You could probably just be like, all right, we'll delay the game, but we're not going to crunch people. Like, it'll take longer to come out, but you know, people won't be suffering, and we'll actually pay people what they're fucking due.
Or just be like, hey, the next gen versions will be coming out soon, but we need more time.
They don't have to be fucking launch titles, you know, hot off the presses, ready for the holidays and shit. Yeah. They can just come out next year.
The other thing I'm wondering too is, like, I know that they're based in Sweden, so like I'm curious if that like $430 is post-tax profit, because Sweden takes like a shit ton of your money in taxes, but like all of their crap is free.
Well, the person said, what did she say? She said she was like young or whatever, and how I call it, and she basically signed a contract that I think like promised more later. I kind of skimmed over what she said her reasoning was. But it's still pretty fucky that they would give her a contract where she could potentially only be paid $430 a month.
Bro, I signed one of those contracts.
Well, to be fair, you weren't exactly working at prestigious, game dev company.
That's true. I was working at the company that released Kingdom Hearts 3, so fuck it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it just kind of depends,
Yeah.
Because, like, I could totally see in a world where, like, her specialization was not necessarily in game development, but it was in, like, art design or something.
Yeah,
And,
she
like,
does like real small thing. I can really see her being paid for that small thing.
well, especially if she's hourly, right? Because then it's like, yeah, we're in crunch time, but, like, we don't need your expertise right now, and we're sorry we don't have more work for you. Like, I could technically see that being a thing. But, like, I also understand it's probably not the case. It's just, like, there's a lot of minutia that I like to know before I, like, make a set decision.
All these situations are way more complex than, they really kind of seem on the surface because of the way they're reported. But usually it's company knows it's fucking people over, but it's not making it obvious, and it's acting like it's doing people a favor when in reality, it's doing corporate business.
The other thing too is, like, Project Red is, like, still a smaller company, so I'm curious if they even have, like, the liquid to not do this yet.
Yeah.
Like, I know that The Witcher 3 was huge, but that was like 5 years ago. And
right, and they've been releasing it on everything.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm curious if, like, they actually, like, legitimately, like, the CEO and the CFO and stuff, like, legitimately want to, like, make things better for their company, but they literally can't right now because of just finances.
I feel like they do, because every time this shit happens, there is that feeling of, like, them kind of dragging their feet out to the stage. You can see that their back's all red because they've been whipping themselves. Then they're just saying, like, oh, sorry guys, we gotta fucking delay it again. It's not like EA or something, or like Bethesda, where they crunch people and then they're like, well, that's just how it is, guys. Fuck it. You don't like it, go somewhere else.
What was the dev that said we crunch because it makes games better? Was that BioWare?
That sounds like
no. That was a Rockstar, I think. Some of that Rockstar, when they were talking about either Red Dead Redemption or GTA, I think.
Where they're talking about how they're like, we do crunch because we know crunch makes games. The magic happens during crunch.
Oh, well, the magic shit is like the BioWare magic. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Because they were talking about that during Anthem, when they were crunching people to make Anthem, and the Anthem came out a big pile of shit.
Yeah.
God, dude. Like, again, with this crunch shit, like, if they're creating something, like, if they're doing the creative process, then I could totally see it actually working.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, sometimes in music, if you push yourself, you'll just, like, or, like, if you force yourself to work on only music for a lot of time, you'll, like, create something really cool. But, like, this is all coding, and it's like, fuck, dude. Like,
there's so much monotonous bullshit, just stuff that's, like, draining to just look at and read all day.
Yeah, and, like, I understand some people actually do, like, love coding and, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, fucking, this is, like, it's not like you need, they actually just delayed a week,
Right.
Like,
right.
I understand it's not, like, that simple, but, like, it should be,
Right, yeah. I'm sure there's investors and shit who they gotta please and all this other garbage, but, there's some people who should come first.
Yeah, like, the people fucking making your game.
Who are making the shit, yeah.
I don't know, like, I do try to, like, understand why companies would do this, and, like, I also get it because I'm, like, a creative outside of just this podcast or outside of streaming, and, like, sometimes I just need to sit down and listen to an album and be like, okay, I want to write something like that, and I have to sit there for, like, 2 hours before I even get an idea going. But, like,
yeah,
like, fuck, it is just so hard for me to justify this crunch shit, just because it's like, well, it's like, obviously I don't need to, but
because it's like every study done has been like, yeah, crunch doesn't really work. It kind of just makes the game worse.
Well, it's like, it's fucking cramming in college.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking, like, it doesn't work, but people still do it.
Like cramming works for the test, but
it works for like quick like memorization and being ready for a test, but it's not good for long term shit.
Like, oh, I don't know, the life cycle of a game. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is how you get like Riot spaghetti code, you know? Like, fucking somebody like makes a thing to like fix something, and then like they're like, yeah, it works, and they push it out, and then like somebody's model glitches, and they're like,
Right.
fuck, how do I? And then like, fuck, and then they pull on that piece of code, and it's just like fucking everything falls out, and there's marinara everywhere. It's just like fucking like,
they're like, put it back, put it back, put it back.
The fucking Chinese puzzle box. That's
Yeah.
been fucking all over the place.
just,
Yeah.
okay, I need to not get it.
It's a bummer, you know, but
I will say,
I think I was thinking about this the other day. Like, it's really just a big part of like just the culture of game development, because all these companies do this. Most companies do this. A huge majority of the companies do this, but
Yeah.
you know, like it really should. Like, they don't have to. It's so weird that, like, I know there are those fucking dickheads who, you know, go around and sending death threats to whoever the fuck or whatever, but it's like those people will always be there. You don't have to please them. And the people who care, who aren't assholes, are like, hey, you can wait. We can wait for it. Delay the
Yeah.
game if you have to. Don't crunch people, you know? But they do anyway.
yeah, it's
I'm still excited for this game, and I'm just like, I already knew they were gonna delay it, so it just doesn't even bother me. So I was just like, just delay it till it's ready. Once it's ready,
Right.
I'll play it.
It is kind of interesting thinking about this, because like I was excited for some new guitar releases, and like those generally don't get delayed unless there's like a huge backstock of like wood that hasn't been delivered or something. It is interesting to me that like we essentially sell, and I realize this is getting like into like fucking capitalist idea of gaming itself, but like it is interesting to me that we sell like a product that is like not even finished yet,
Yeah.
and we pay money for that, and then like
Yeah. A lot of money for it.
if they don't deliver, like they still have our money. You know?
Yeah.
I understand this is the idea of like essentially like pre-ordering capital and stuff. Like, it's just like it's interesting to me that they can sell a product that technically still doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
they sell you a product now, like with digital stuff, they sell you a product that really you don't own.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a license revoked for something at any point, and that's it. You know, they can just take it. So gaming is weird, where they're like squeezing like all these weirdly insidious little ways to take away like your ownership and make you pay more for that, and sell you an unfinished product, give you a half-assed job for twice the price.
Anyway,
Yay!
Moving on.
corporatism.
Whoa!
Speaking of delays and trouble behind the scenes,
Halo.
Infinite loses like their another lead director or whatever.
Again?
Yep. Man, this game's gonna be great
It's gonna get out eventually.
eventually.
Well, it's like, okay, so I haven't really followed. Like, I played Master Chief Collection, and I'm like playing through it and enjoying it, and I'm having fun. But like, I haven't followed Halo really since Halo 4 came out, and like, is this game even that hyped? Like, I realize that there's
I
some
have no
people
idea.
who want
It
to
was
come out.
it was at first, for sure. I knew people who were fucking stupid hyped for it. Like, every time Halo came up, there was always like a bunch of people talking about it. But now that all this shit's been happening and it's been delayed, you know, I've noticed the hype die considerably.
Well, it's like fucking, like, do you guys remember the hype when Halo 3 came out?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
enormous. And then like people were
Yeah.
like kind of hyped for Halo 4, and then Halo 5 came out and it just shit the bed. And everyone was like
Yeah.
I heard people were like, "Oh, Halo Infinite will be better." But like that's not hype. That's like a fool's hope.
Right. It's like optimism at best.
Yeah, yeah.
Hype.
Which is totally fine, by the way. Like
Yeah.
shit's fine, but like I'm just like fucking broskies, like chill, like. And then all this shit happens, and I'm like, how are you pulling a Duke Nukem Forever again? Like, what?
Yeah.
You can't do this 2 games in a row, guys. Like, fuck.
I think maybe they should just kind of be done with Halo for a while. Do something else.
For a little bit.
Invest all this attention and capital
Put it into Destiny.
something else.
Make Destiny a better game. Add more
Well-
than 3 types of enemies.
Well, now that Destiny and Bungie or whatever split. Well, no, doesn't. Who owns fucking
Oh no, Destiny is Bungie.
Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Destiny is Bungie.
I was thinking
Yeah.
it was Microsoft for some reason.
I don't know, man. Just do something else.
Dude, okay.
Create
you know
another sci-fi space shooter army man. Or
You know what?
something.
No, fuck it. Let's make a Halo MMO, but like Destiny, first-person shooter, but make it good.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Cool. Have it be a real war. Have like storylines and shit.
It'd be cool if, like, I don't know if they introduced Spartan 4s in the Halo universe. I know Spartan 3s are a thing, and they're like way easier to mass produce, like lore-wise. Because I used to be super into the lore.
Yeah, because the original ones were like, let's kidnap them from their parents and then experiment on them.
kids.
Let me just push up my glasses and actually the shit out of you guys. Those are the Spartan 2s. The Spartan 1s are, Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, the black dude.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
Spartan 1.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And they, like...
They stole kids, cloned them, gave
Yeah.
the kids back to their
And then,
parents,
and then the
clones
clones died.
Yeah, those are all the Spartan 2s. The Spartan 1s were just, like, regular soldiers they gave, like, some
Yeah.
serums to.
Yeah. Spartan
Gotcha,
2s are like the
okay.
ones that they experimented on.
Absolutely
Only like a third
fucked.
of them survived.
Yeah.
And then they got more
Yeah.
shit, and then a bunch of them died too.
And then Spartan 3s, they kind of went back to just having, like, they're, like, regular soldiers, but slightly better.
Yeah.
that makes more sense of the line "I don't miss," because if you missed, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like... Well, because, like, all the people in Reach, everyone except for George was a Spartan 3.
Gotcha.
And so they're, like... There was more of them, and they could be more easily mass-produced. But, like, fucking just... And I think they did introduce Spartan 4s in some Halo spin-off, but I don't remember. But, like, you have, like, a rife, huge fucking, like, lore for Halo. Like,
Yeah,
it
for
is a
for
prime
MMO
MMO
purposes.
game, you know?
Yeah.
It is Warcraft.
I was just about to ask how you would do stats for an MMO for a shooter. Then I'm like, wait a second, Destiny already did
Yeah,
this.
damage, health, like, you could do, like... There are different types
Destiny's
of weapons.
literally already doing all the things Halo should be doing.
Yeah. Except, being a good game. Like...
Being a good game, yeah.
No, like, Destiny is fun, and, like, the PvP, actually, in Destiny is, like, super awesome. But, like, it's a very boring game if you've played any MMO ever.
Well, hold on. Isn't it weird that people talk about Destiny 2? They just call it Destiny?
Yeah, well,
Nobody ever talks about the first game?
okay, so... outside of
didn't they
the
put-
Destiny subreddit, that is true. Inside, they make a very distinct... They make a
Yeah.
distinction.
Yeah.
What were you going to say,
That's
guys?
because they're obsessed with Destiny shit in the
I was gonna
subreddit.
say, didn't they like alleviate the problem of Destiny 1 being a thing with Destiny 2? There's like, look, guys, we understand. This is all the shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
They just
Basically,
put it in
what
Destiny
happened
2,
was
yeah.
you don't have to play Destiny 1 to play Destiny 2, because they reset your shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fine, because Destiny 2, like, I got in at Destiny 2, because I didn't have a PS3 when Destiny 1 came out, so...
Well, Destiny 2 is apparently when the series became worth a shit, so... Because everybody was like, yeah, this invalidates the first game. There's no point in even,
Well, it's
playing
like...
it ever again.
It's one of those things where it's like... You know how EverQuest, and then there's, like, EverQuest 2, and they're both MMOs?
Yeah.
Same kind of shit. Like, no one ever gives a fuck about the original EverQuest. I mean, I'm sure that there are people that are, but you get what I'm saying, like, gaming as a whole.
Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, except...
Psychopaths played fucking 11.
But, well, I mean, Final Fantasy... isn't 11 still
RuneScape
going?
And then RuneScape for Steam.
Oh yeah, RuneScape did release for Steam.
Why is it on Steam?
That's funny.
Jesus Christ.
First off, why is it on Steam? Two,
Isn't it
it's
like
not
free?
RuneScape. It's not RuneScape.
What is it?
It's a whole new fucking game.
Is it RuneScape, like, the modern release?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
but
okay.
like it doesn't have any of the same worlds or anything like that. It's a whole different world.
Oh, okay, so it's like a Steam-only release.
Yeah, because like last time I looked at it, I was trying to find Falador and like all my other favorite cities to go to. I couldn't find them.
Well,
I'm just, like, not
I'm
gonna
pretty
another
sure the
program.
site is still up.
Yeah, probably. I don't want to go back into that world though.
Why not?
Dude, Keon gets super into RuneScape.
Yeah, like they changed all the names of the cities. It's completely different.
Yeah, they changed Stalingrad to like fucking Leningrad, and I don't want to go anymore.
Leningrad.
Like everything seems to be still in the same place, but it's named different and it looks different, and I'm like, ah.
It's like someone came in and like replaced your parents.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you look at them and
That
they're like,
wouldn't
no,
be
no,
so
we're your
bad.
parents.
I wouldn't want to switch up every now and then.
See, but like, there's a switch up, and then there's like a welcome switch up, and then there's a wait, why are you different?
Yeah. Well, it's like sometimes in the game you need to nuke the thing from orbit so that way you can start over. And sometimes you just don't. And RuneScape, after all these years, obviously does not need the nuke.
No, but it definitely, this is probably better for RuneScape. It's just the fact that I put like 7 bajillion hours into it, and it's not the same.
It's probably more, I don't know, available, I guess, to people who care about it now, as opposed to just playing it on their fucking browser. Now they can just, play it on their computer off of Steam.
And off their phone,
Yeah.
and wherever else.
Right.
But in all honesty, like all jokes aside, I think this is probably better for anybody who still gives a fuck about RuneScape.
Yeah.
I stopped giving a fuck about RuneScape probably in 2014.
Yeah. That's significantly
maybe a
sooner
little
than
bit
I was.
before that.
That's closer to present time than I was expecting, Cos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I played it all the way up until I was 15, 16. That's some years ago.
Yeah, it's like 10 years ago, bro.
Almost.
Because you guys are a year older than me, right? So,
Yeah, I'm 26.
yeah, it'd be like 2010, bro,
Yeah.
not 2014.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, I still played it like here and there,
like
but like I never
casually.
actually. I just signed on and was like, "What's going on here?" And then we go.
So you
But
probably
yeah,
just
so
totally dropped it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Alright, so what's this Demon Souls shit?
I mean, just more stuff came out.
About
just
the remaster?
like a gameplay trailer or whatever, and
Yeah.
some other junk. Just it's coming out.
It's pretty.
It's doing stuff.
I still don't like the fact that all the enemies look like ghouls.
Yeah.
But
Oh well.
it is what it is.
I made a joke on Twitter because Netflix was announcing a bunch of bullshit. They announced like a couple video game shows, I think. And I was like, Netflix is going to announce like a Demon Souls or a Dark Souls show before we fucking get any more news about Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. It never existed. I don't know why you
doesn't
keep bringing it up. Every time you bring it up, it gets delayed. Information about it gets delayed.
Right.
Not even the game. Just information.
I think I saw a thing that said like the Game Awards this year will have information about it there, but that's a pipe dream.
Okay, hold on. I need to fucking just... You can keep going about Elden Ring, but I need to bring up this Netflix Assassin's Creed bullshit that you posted in the
Yeah,
chat.
go for it.
Fucking... I'm reading this, this is obviously for people who don't know fuck all about Assassin's Creed. Because it's this fucking article on Screen Rant, but it's like... It was just like, yeah, it's coming to Netflix, and like, there's this, like... They kind of got, like, the basic backstory, like, mostly not wrong. And, like... But they're like, typically each game in series takes players to a different time period. I'm like, have you played the games? Like,
Yeah.
fuck, bro. It's gonna kill me.
I
And
was thinking like why are they doing this? Because nobody fucking wants to watch this shit. Nobody gives a fuck about Assassin's Creed anymore.
I mean, yeah.
Like this is so late.
Well, it's like I get it because like you would think, like I understand why it's difficult to make this idea like a reality, because like this game series is, despite being like rife for like
abuse.
Yeah, or like
A
expansion.
yearly game series.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh fuck, this is such a cool concept. We can go anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
Exactly, yeah.
you have to make sure that it lines up with the canon. Like, whatever, like all that bullshit. But like, I'm like reading this fucking like article, and it's like, so far the series has visited Victorian England, the Renaissance, ancient Egypt, the French They literally were just like, what are the newest Assassin's Creed games?
Right, yeah. I was thinking like you'd think they would hit on like the places that people remember that were the coolest.
Well, it's like fucking. They
from the
don't
good
mention.
games.
They don't mention the first Crusade or the,
Right.
Oh fuck, the third Crusade, whatever. The one that the
Whichever
first game is
one.
in. Yeah,
There are a bunch of them.
and they don't mention like the pirate one. You know, the one that was like the biggest deal, like that
Right.
everyone loves.
Yeah.
Like even if you hate Assassin's
Swashbuckling
Creed, you
adventures.
love Black Flag. Like fucking. Oh my god, I'm just so. This. I hate. Nicholas Raymond, you can go fuck yourself. Like,
Netflix is like the bomb at being simultaneously completely out of touch and totally like nailing it with the stuff they make.
yeah,
Because there's like because their stuff is like their stuff isn't middling. It's either garbage or actually pretty good. You know.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
it's like, man, we hit the scale, we hit one end of the scale every time. It just flip flops.
Yeah.
I just like I totally like the idea of like having a TV show about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Because I think like if you spend one season in like one locale, so like you do like what the games were originally doing with like one central character in the present and then like going back,
Yeah.
like I think that'd be cool. But like I don't understand how they're gonna.
But there's no way they're gonna be able to distinguish that story from like the other fucking 14 shows on Netflix about vaguely religious bullshit.
Yeah,
you
it's like
know?
I feel like the first like season is just gonna have to be the first game all over again. Because how many people have actually played the first game?
Yeah, it's been so long.
Yeah, well, it's like
It's been a long time.
there's me and Kaz, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying that those are both our favorite versions.
yeah, exactly.
I didn't start getting in until 2.
and
so.
that's most people didn't get into like 2 or Brotherhood or 4. Like,
yeah.
so it's just like, fuck, man. Like,
That was 13 years ago.
Jesus
November
Christ.
13th, 2007, when the
Yeah.
first game came out.
There you
Jesus
go.
Christ. Admittedly, I didn't get into like 2009, but like, still, fucking, just like stop, like fucking, like I'm willing to see how this plays out, but I'm also willing to just like pull down my pants and shit all over it, you know?
Oh, so so you're like me, where you're like you got a nice big smile on your face because either way you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. Like I got a Taco Bell taco in my hand, and we both decide how this ends.
Hell yeah.
No, hold on. I just imagine it's a dark room. There's a single chair with a light on it. Some dude just walks in. You're strapped to the chair. He's holding a burrito. You get to decide how this ends.
Me in a nutshell, bro.
Because fucking, so they could do this Assassin's Creed show, and it would have to be about, or whatever it's about, it would probably just be like some other shit that already exists. But Netflix can pull that off, because I watched Blood of Zeus, which came out like yesterday, the day before yesterday, I can't remember. And it was like this fucking, typical ass Greek hero story that you've seen a million times, but
Yeah.
it was executed really well, so it ended up being a good watch, like exciting. So there's a chance this Assassin's Creed show won't be complete shit, but it's like with live action, it's gonna be way fucking harder.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they can pull it off if, like, you get the right people.
Yeah.
Right stunt coordinators. It all depends on what genre they go for it, in my opinion.
If they got the people who did Into the Badlands to do this, then yeah, probably this would be great.
I will say,
Because their shit is awesome in Into the Badlands, like the choreography and the energy and the work done.
that they should focus on making it more of a drama than an action.
Oh yeah.
Because like a lot of the games, like killing people, it's like GTA, where like a lot of the fun in the game is killing random people, but realistically a lot of the story is like told through exposition.
There's gonna be a lot of scenes with dudes just standing around or sitting around in a room telling each other the story, like dudes having conversations about what it means to be such and such and all that, and hey, are you fucking my wife? Yeah, probably. That kind of thing.
I think my favorite thing about the first game is that, like, all your missions weren't just like go to point, kill. It was go to point, do this stupid reconnaissance thing that sucked but made sense.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
like very intertwined.
It was back when the good Assassin's Creed games were back when like doing a like stealth like following a guy around mission didn't feel like complete garbage. It didn't feel like game filler, you know. It was back when actually being like a sneaky ninja genuinely felt exciting, like doing real stealth. But now it's just been like, I guess we're gonna throw this in here as a filler, you know, just to fill time.
I mean, because let's be honest, the first game, not very good as a game. You could make your own game out of it and have fun with it. Because like my favorite thing was I obviously you could just turn around and fight every single motherfucker who runs at you and kill them, or you could do the thing that I like to do, which is just get away as fast as possible and hide. And if I feel like if you took that essence and then put it into the actual show where he gets caught or some shit like that, I would love to see that kind of scene. It's just him getting away.
I mean, this is like the TV show though, so it's gonna be like a bunch of action scenes. There's definitely gonna be like a bit where he's sneaking around and you think he's gonna sneak kill somebody, and then he's gonna get surrounded by like 30 dudes. It's just gonna be a big action scene.
But we all know the action scenes are gonna be like cut.
Yeah.
Instead of like a long flowing fight scene.
That's why I was saying they should just get the Into the Badlands people to make this, because that's the only way it would be good. Because it's not going to be a drama as much as we want it to be.
As much as it should be.
Yeah, as more interesting as that would be, it's going to be just your typical kind of nothing show where there's no like real character other than hey, remember this, hey, remember this, hey, remember this.
I mean, like if you do remember it, like because the first game was all about you being a badass and then being deranked because you were too much of a badass.
Yeah. I just fucking, like, I hope my band gets big so that way I can just be a fucking creative consultant on this bullshit. Like, I'll just buy my way into these things, and then when they show me the scripts, I'm just gonna be like, no, this is ridiculous. Have you played the games? What is wrong with you?
Shit, I hope they don't fucking ruin the Devil May Cry animated show. Devil May Cry animes are already 0 for 1, so.
Yeah.
It exists.
Right, yeah.
Alright, let's get off this before my blood boils.
Sure. What else? You know what? Fuck it. I'll talk a little bit more about Blood of Zeus because it's not very long. It's just simple. Blood of Zeus. I actually watched a couple things that had weird like rivals in them that I didn't expect them to have rivals. But Blood of Zeus is pretty much Devil May Cry, but with like Greek characters instead.
Okay. Is that the one? Hold on. Is this the show that was like, you're not a bastard, you're a son of Zeus? Is that a part of the show? I fucking saw that on Reddit.
Which doesn't make sense because he's Zeus's bastard.
I saw that on Reddit, and there was the one SpongeBob meme from the Texas episode where they're like, "What's the difference?"
Yeah. Yeah. The dialogue ain't so hot a lot of the time. I will say that, but it's a beautiful show. Otherwise, it's like animated really well. The art style is fucking amazing, and it really understands like the scale of when gods do something versus when regular ass people do something. Like whenever a god like there's a bit in here with Hermes, who's like they have Hermes in this running around like the Flash doing shit. Which is awesome.
That was his shtick, yeah.
Yeah, and but it's like straight up just the Flash, like not even like
kind of
like not even like kind of sort of like straight up. He's pretty much just the Flash. He's literally running around like. It's crazy. It's insane. It makes me want like a Flash cartoon from these people. But whenever the gods do something, it's like massive and has great like huge effects on the landscape. And it's there's one bit where Hermes like jumps on a mountain and like the wind from his jump clears all the clouds in the area, and then he jumps off the mountain again.
Fuck, that's really cool.
It's super cool. There's a bit where the main hero is shooting arrows at a guy on the top of another mountain, and the guy's like throwing a spear down at him. It's insane.
Okay.
But it's got this weird like obsession with. I don't really know about obsession, but the characters being connected in some way, and like the main character is Herod, but then you find out he has a brother because his mom was fucking around with Zeus and had 2 kids. There's a bit where a king tries to kill him and goes, he's talking to the mom and he goes, "You've made a cuckold of me." The writing is bad, but like everything like anyway. So his brother is like this weird Virgil type where he's straight up all about like the power. I need more power, and he eats like giant demon flesh to become more powerful, and he's constantly like, "How come you don't want more power, brother? Join me." And it's super weird. It's fun though. It's just good. Just watch it. It's whatever. It's not like a fantastic like masterpiece, but if you just want some ultra violence and a well executed fun watch, then check it out. It's got cool wrestling in it. Like since it's Greece, they're doing pancration, so they're doing like actual wrestling, which is cool.
Interesting.
I also finished Into the Badlands, which has one of the craziest. Like it got canceled, but the end of season 3 has like the craziest like setup for the next season I've pretty much seen in anything ever.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like the only time it was ever hinted at was like in the first second of the first episode, right? It's one of those things where the premise of the show has now been challenged. The premise of the show got completely just flipped on its head because of this one reveal. But we'll never see what happened because the show got canceled.
Gotta love it. So what you guys do this week other than that?
I played more uppers.
More. So is that all you did? Watch upper or watched what's it called?
watched uppers and played Into the Badlands.
I watched Into the Badlands and I watched Blood of Zeus and I played more uppers.
Nice. Gotcha.
Uppers is good still, but it's getting kind of annoying.
Gotcha.
Because I'm going back and doing like all the missions on hard just to get that, and I'm doing them over and over until I get the S rank. Because the game's not that hard, so getting an S rank isn't too difficult.
Yeah. Are you trying to platinum this game?
Not really. I just want to get S ranks on.
That's just
all
a
those
fucking
missions.
side project for him.
Because really, I just want to max out my stats and then just be done. So I want to max out like the relationship with the queens. I want to max out the ranks on all the missions. I want to max out all the stats on all the playable characters, and then I'll just be done. But I think, this game is like kind of bare bones, so that might actually end up platinuming it anyway. But we'll see.
Okay.
This would make a pretty good anime. This feels like a game for an anime that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because like the story is very like it doesn't feel like a video game and like a video game anime story. It feels like just an anime story.
That's been adapted to a video game.
Yeah, where just the characters are interacting not like you're playing a game. I guess it's weird to kind of explain it. But still, it's cool because that actually makes the non-gameplay parts a little more interesting to pay attention to. Since they're not sitting there explaining some shit that I probably already know to me, and actual just story is straight up happening. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I don't really think of anything else I did. I think I watched a movie, but I can't remember.
Oh, I actually watched a movie while I was in Vegas.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I know, right?
Movie.
It's fucking insane. I actually watched 2.
Ooh.
I finally saw Shaun of the Dead.
Oh really? Sweet.
Which is fucking hilarious. I loved it.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it was.
Fun fact: Nick Frost, his buddy who turns into a zombie, is Into the Badlands.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, nice.
Spoilers.
I haven't seen it, but
I mean, the movie is like how old? Like came out in like
2004. Yeah.
2004, yeah, like super early.
Yeah, no, it was really good. And I actually saw the Dawn of the Dead by George Romero.
Oh really?
Yeah, because it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah, just because it is pretty old.
Yeah, but like it was that movie. I don't know how else to explain it besides it feels like a fever dream because like things are like very like kind of loosely. I don't know, like so like there's the opening scene and they like very rushedly introduce you to the characters, and then like they get in a helicopter and then like stop off or like they stop in a mall to like try to find helicopter fuel. Don't ask. And and then they like most of the movie is like trying to set up this like the mall to be like protectable and stuff, you know?
Yeah, to defend against the zombies and stuff.
Yeah, and then like so it's like okay, this all makes sense. And then there's like this fucking biker gang that comes out of nowhere and just starts tearing shit apart, and it's like the climax of the movie. It's like they came out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? I felt like I missed like 20 minutes where like these guys were introduced. I just like I don't know. It feels like
it's one of those movies where like stuff just kind of happens, and you're supposed to like
just
react to
fucking roll
the
with it.
right. You're supposed to react to the immediate things that are happening, and not really think too much about like what happened like 10 minutes ago or what's gonna happen 10 minutes from now. Really leave that up to the characters, you know.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like it was good. I just was expecting not to be so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's also not very like scary, I think.
No, it is gore heavy though. That shit was nuts.
It's just gore heavy.
I don't know if I can handle that. I hate.
Cameron,
There's not much.
there's not really much you could handle.
It's not that like I can't handle. It's just I just nah. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't know. Maybe watch Trick or Treat. I don't know. That's like it's like rated R, but it's not really scary. It's not like terrifyingly scary. I guess it's not trying to instill some sort of intense, deep fear within you. It's just trying to creep you out a little bit because it's Halloween.
I can watch Shaun of the Dead. I could watch that. It's just
Shaun of the Dead is about as gory as Day of the Dead, or Dawn of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead gets pretty gory. It's like, especially that scene where like the dude gets fucking like
wait.
What?
Shaun of the Dead is the joking one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's humorous. It's a comedic film, but it still like kind of plays a lot of the stuff straight. Like it's not just a spoof. It's like this is a zombie movie that happens to have like jokes in it.
Yeah.
But still good though.
But yeah, like Shaun of the Dead gets kind of gory.
Like that glasses dude getting pulled apart by all the zombies, and like they like start digging into his stomach, which is that's actually a reference to another kill in like another. I want to say like Day of the Living Dead.
Day of the Dead. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Colonel.
Yeah, choke on him.
Yeah.
Choke on him.
Oh my god.
I'm running this monkey farm. I fucking love that dude.
Too good. But yeah, it's not like Dawn of the Dead was like it's basically about that gory. It gets a little bit more fucked up with the guns, but like not that much.
And like I want to say like the beginning, like a zombie takes like a shotgun to the head and there's like a full shot of it.
Yeah.
Just pretty good.
I was not expecting that.
I love head explosions and stuff. It's so fun.
It's
especially stuff you wouldn't expect it in like low budget movies where it looks like shit, but then somebody's head just explodes. You're like, oh, they got the effect in there, yay!
Well, it's one of those things that's like, fuck, it's like he wasn't like necessarily like super low budget because that was his second movie after Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
But like, it is one of those things where it's like, like. You know,
that's why I miss practical effects, because that shit now, because like The Boys has a head explosion, and it doesn't look bad, but you can tell it's like CGI, all that shit. And it's like this doesn't have the same effect when it's like a tangible head exploding.
even when it's like a dummy getting exploded or something, it's
that
still
has,
like
when it's like a goofy stiff dummy, that still affects me more than like a CGI head explosion.
like there's I watch Corridor Digital all the fucking time. They have the VFX breakdowns and whatnot. They showed one where it's a dummy getting ran over by a bunch of horses, and you can see the horse's legs kind of buckle as they not like actual buckle, but like kind of fuck up their step while they're running over this thing.
Right, you can see
and
them,
you're like,
you see them actually being affected by it, and you're like, you can like see the weight of the horse crushing, the body.
And you're like, even if you were to do that CG, it's still not going to look nearly as like impactful.
You guys know the not the newer Thing movie that's like a prequel to the Thing remake from the 80s?
I did not.
So that one came out in like maybe like 2015. I'll look up here in a second, but basically originally they were going to make that movie with practical effects, like the monster was going to be practical and all that, and there's like behind the scenes shots of it, and it looks really fucking good, but for some reason the executives in charge, 2011, it came out in 2011, the executives in charge were like, nah, people won't like that, do CGI instead, and it looks like complete garbage. And it's like, it's once again the decision of people who don't know what they're doing getting in the way of making a good product. Imagine like the writing of that movie isn't great, but imagine how much more of a fun watch it would have been if it was practical effects and not shitty, ugly looking. Like, because in the original, not in the original, but in in the 80s Thing movie,
everything is practical.
The monsters, it's everything's practical, and in a lot of ways it's way more subtle, but in the new one it's like the monster's just on screen like all the time, and it's like constantly screaming and shit and like moving all over the place and doing all this shit. It's because they use CGI instead of grounding the creature in one spot and having it freak out and do all kinds of horrific shit. It just wasn't even scary. It was like laughable.
Man, I forgot the word I was just about to use. It's not cringe. It's like one step before cringe.
YouTube.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. Yeah. But like,
but people don't understand the selling point of jank sometimes. Like, jank is not the word I was looking for, but there's a word that just kind of means like not top shelf, but whatever. Fuck it, I'm done. Anyways, people don't understand how much power jank has effect on people, even if it's like slightly takes you out of the movie a little bit.
Like your brain notices when something is not really there.
Yeah. Well, it's like the uncanny valley thing, right?
Yeah.
Where like you can get CG super fucking like fucking what's his dick from Rogue One, Tarkov. Like objectively, the CG for Peter Cushing after he died looks decent, but like your brain's like, that's not what a human looks like.
Right, you can still really tell.
Yeah.
Now later on in the movie, when Princess Leia shows up, now that looks like horrendous garbage.
I think that's a different movie, but I agree. Like,
no, it's the same one.
Where they DH
because they're giving they DH her and they're giving her the fucking the plans or whatever, and it and she like moves, like the body moves, but then like the face takes a second to catch up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of movies, I actually watched the movie.
What'd you watch?
I watched Onward.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Okay.
It's a pretty good movie.
I have not seen this, but Tim was telling me it was pretty good.
It's it's probably not up your alley because it's all hopeful and shit. But like,
oh well. Sometimes I like hopeful stuff if it like earns it.
Like I said.
So the thing that I like the most about this movie, obviously because I'm a fucking D&D nerd, they were very truthful to how D&D magic works.
And as we all know, D&D magic is how real magic works.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. But like it's just there's a lot of D&D jokes in there that like if you're into D&D you'll catch it.
It's one of these movies.
It's not one of those movies, but it
sounds like one of those movies.
That's just because that's the way I explained it.
That's true. That's 100%
Of course.
true.
Of course, it sounds like one of these movies. It's exactly what I said.
Wait, 1 second. Have you seen that 2D D&D movie? That's God damn it.
I have not, but I know what you're talking about.
I can barely remember it now. There's a big titty redhead bar wench in it, and some dude gets cucked by like 100,000-year-old elf man. Super weird.
That's weird.
Well,
Why did I watch that movie?
You had my attention, but now you have my erection. What?
No, it's not a good movie. Don't watch it. It's like a D&D official movie. Like, I don't know. Search for the dragon penis. Or something. I don't know. Fucking dude. I don't know. I don't know what it's called because it had one of those stupid generic fucking names. D&D should work on that. Have some better names that aren't generic.
I remember there was the live action movie Dungeons and Dragons, and that was god awful, and I loved it.
There were like 6 of those movies.
But yeah, so Onward is
Onward. I'll check this out because I think it's on. It's like a Disney movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's on Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll check this out.
It's fun. It's got some stereotypes in there that like you're just like all right, cool. It's a child movie, right? It's a children's movie. You gotta remember these things. But there's some interesting things they do with magic, and I'm just like I always like when they do interesting things with the magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have like? I guess it's like. I guess it has to if it's like D&D, but it has like rules for magic. I guess.
Yeah. Well, it has loose rules, but yes, it has
course.
rules. But like it's just there's like subtle parts here and there that I'm just like, that's a good joke.
It is one of those things that like it was pretty much made by someone who obviously just loves Dungeons and Dragons and also wanted to tell a good story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
and they did a pretty good job at telling at least a decent story.
Okay. Maybe I'll check this out.
All right, so I won't spoil anything for you then, Sean.
I mean,
shit's good
You
though.
don't give a fuck.
I don't really care.
Okay, so I was gonna say is like one of the cool things about the story. This is kind of spoilers for Onward, but one of the cool things is that they bring the whole fact that like history actually does have some incredible secrets, and that's kind of like the main plot story of the
Like,
thing. Is
well,
like,
you mean like history, like real history, or like history of the world of the movie?
well, history in the world of the movie, but as a general statement, history in general has interesting secrets that once they're uncovered, you're like, oh, that's some fucked up shit.
Okay.
I love how that could just be applied to anything.
Right. Yeah.
That's the reason I'm being generic.
Yeah. No, I just mean like in general, fucking like, oh, that's some
fucked up shit.
That's some fucked up shit.
Just walking down the street, turn your head down an alley. Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Because I actually just remembered something else I did. So I watched Blood Sun Vendetta, which is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan project by one Rice Pirates. It's fucking awesome. The first episode I've been following this since like he announced it. Like I'm part of the Patreon or whatever. It's awesome. Just check it out. It's if you're like a JoJo fan and you want to get excited for some shit, watch this. Cause it's super. Like at first I was like watching it, I was like, okay, yeah, it's like, you know, it's written like how Araki would write it a lot, you know, long explanations and kind of quirky character writing, but then like near the end it starts doing shit that really got me fucking going. Like I'm excited for this. I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm looking forward to something for once.
Okay.
Oh no.
Time to be disappointed.
I was like, Sean's setting his expectations too high again.
Yep.
Nah, this is already like kind of. It's already kind of started paying off a little bit, you know.
Okay.
And this is clearly by it's like Mick Lauer, Rice Pirate. He's really fucking putting in the research and the work into this.
Okay.
So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be good. Yes, because this isn't even like the first thing he showed from this. Like he showed like a chapter 0 type thing. Also, this is supposed to be a motion comic, but it's like a straight up fucking fully animated thing now. You know. So,
I thought you were still talking about it being motion comic. It's full animated now.
This first episode, was like entirely animated. I think he says he's not going to do that for all of them, but this first one was. He originally said, yeah, it's just going to be a little motion comic with not a lot of animation. And then as time went on, he was like, I'm just kind of animating everything in this, you know. But yeah, this is not the first thing he's shown from it. So like the first thing he showed from it was fucking awesome. So that got me excited. Now the second thing. So, you know, he's 2 for 2 so far.
2 for 2.
So, and like his characters, he's full on going JoJo with it, like making them have like special quirks in their personalities, and their backstories are all very like weird, but you could totally believe some weirdo out there is like this.
Yeah.
You know, that's how a lot of JoJo characters are. It's exciting. Watch it. Check it out.
Nice. One of the things I really did this week is I also watched my normal animes, played my normal video games.
I tried watching God of High School on HBO Max, but guess what the problem was?
It wasn't on there.
They don't have it in Japanese.
It was dubbed in English. Yeah, fuck that garbage. And with no way to turn it to a sub? Nah, no thanks, buddy. I'm good.
So, yeah.
I don't know why these companies do that stupid bullshit.
I don't either.
Like, they have access to the sub version. You know someone's going to want to watch it. A huge number of someones are going to want to watch the sub version. But whatever.
So,
I just won't watch your fucking anime.
So Fire Force,
Yeah.
that's a show.
Mm-hmm.
Still going.
Still going.
Haikyuu, that's an anime.
Mm-hmm.
Still going.
Mm-hmm.
No Game No Life.
That's still going. Shows like a
It's not still going, but it's an
Okay.
anime. I'm watching
you started watching it?
I started watching it.
I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes of that, and I just kind of fell off. I was not really feeling it.
I enjoy the premise of the story so much so because it has a stupid thing that fucking makes me like any character.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a character that's way too smart and uses it in cunning ways.
Yeah, but here there are 2 characters, and one of them is a little girl.
And here are 2 characters, and I have to ignore the fan service because
It's so weird. I hate this shit. Because you know what? That's part of why I fell off, because I hate the relationship.
The relationship's fine to a point.
They need more distance. They need to stop doing the weird, brother sister shit.
So-
you know what I'm talking about.
So the entire aspect of their the 2 characters themselves, perfectly fine. It's all the subtle things other than them being their characters that pisses me off. I'm just like, all right, cool. You just gotta put her in your lap. It's not
exactly.
sexual.
They do shit that's uncomfortable. It's like, why are you doing this?
It's like he clearly has an issue of not wanting to have that kind of relationship. Then he
but he just does it. Yeah, he just does it anyway.
I'm just like, all right, cool.
You're acknowledging that it's weird and pervy and kind of questionable, but then you just do it anyway.
Do it anyways.
And it's not funny.
It's not funny or for it's supposed to be for sentimental reasons, and then it's still good.
It's just
not
weird.
Yeah, I think my favorite part though is that when they got separated from 2 rooms, they're farther. They start having a mental panic. I'm like, that's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But all this pervy shit
weird.
needs to go.
Yeah, and then who's that other chick? the one who like instantly falls in love with the guy,
Well, that's
the
a
princess
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
that's
just,
the whole thing.
her clothes fall off, just like what's her face. That's
Yeah,
like her
yeah.
whole character.
That's her whole character. It's just like, well, her whole character is I've been forced by the rules of the world to fall in love with this
Right?
guy.
Yeah.
But-
I'm so flustered. I swear I don't like him. I swear.
But since she already fell in love with him, she doesn't have to stay in love.
Can you hear how much I am super done with this kind of shit?
It happened in No Game No Life too.
That's the anime we're talking about.
We're talking about.
Oh, I zoned out for the last minute and a half.
Yeah, no, we're talking about No Game No Life right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You were very much right, Derek. Don't worry. You were you were right on the ball.
Zoned out when he started talking about No Game No Life.
No, I like the series because the light novels are actually pretty good. But like, if you like the anime, you'll like the light novels because they're exactly the same.
So, I like the premise. I'm not a fan of the anime, but I very much like the premise. I like every part when they're not talking.
The problem with the premise is that the premise is every single fucking like life in a video game premise ever. Essentially, it's still the same shit.
Pretty much, but like,
It's just the way they go about it is interesting. I think the actual like quote unquote combat and battle system is actually interesting, but everything else is just abysmal.
I like the story. I just hate the fan service, and that's like I would probably say 60% of it. If they could just remove that, I would give this probably like a 7 or an 8. But it's like a 6 or maybe a 5 for me.
Shout out to that one time that one character did a Dio reference though.
Yo, shout out to all the anime references in this anime.
Bunch of anime references in this thing.
There's so many. There's a ton of video game references. There's a ton of anime references. A ton of board game references.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like No Game No Life in 7 minutes on YouTube.
I have to take a look at this once I finish the series.
Let me pull it up. But like,
I feel like I would like it more if it leaned more into like being a spoofy, goofy like joke about like this type of show.
But yeah, the JoJo reference is hilarious, and there one of my favorite scenes is the brother and the sister giving like a speech back and forth, and they're like they yell out at the end of it like, "Oh, we practiced this so much, we actually got to use it." I'm so happy.
Yeah, like little stuff like that is cool. Like, oh shit, we've been practicing this forever. Let's finally do it. Yeah, like we've been playing in our rooms with our swords, but now it's time to finally do it. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah, that kind of shit I love.
Yeah, but you know, well, I have
it's
that.
like Gig.
Yeah.
Gig UK.
Yeah, I never watched this dude shit.
I used to watch this shit all the time, and then I stopped.
Giguk is so good.
I don't really interact with them fucking anime YouTubers.
We know. I feel like you could put that with anyone, and then we're like, we know.
Right. Well, that's not true. There used to be a podcast called the Double D's podcast, but they stopped doing stuff in a while. But I was pretty big into that community, but that's because it was a small community, and those guys are actually interesting to listen to.
Unlike us fuckers.
No, I mean, this podcast we run is actually a lot like theirs, which is intentional.
Fair enough.
But there's like there's one part where they in the video that I just linked that like fucking they do the JoJo thing, and fucking Steph was like, "Is that a motherfucking Persona reference?" And
oh my god, that's super good.
And, oh god, it's just like I'm so happy.
Damn, you're lucky.
Am I lucky?
Girl. Yes, I can't find a girl like that around here.
Well, that's in the video, bro.
Infuriating. Anyway. Hold on. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this hilarious shit. Deleting Facebook also deletes your Oculus purchases.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Didn't we talk about that?
No. That was added this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with that?
It was like the day. It was like the day of the podcast last time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, apparently, if you buy stuff through like your Oculus connected to your Facebook account, if you delete your Facebook account, it also deletes all your purchases. That's completely fucking insane to me.
That is actually just robbery.
I mean, yes and no.
It's I know because like it's connected to your. But this is what I was talking about earlier, where you don't really own the shit you buy, right? Like, it's connected to your account. Hold on a second. But the fact that they can take it from you if you decide one day that you don't want to use Facebook anymore is insane. So you basically spent however much you spent for this game, and now they can just take it from you. That sucks.
I feel like it should be like linked to an Oculus account as well, like or something.
It's almost like that's how it used to be, and then they changed it when they made it so you had to have your which because it's like the the Oculus Quest Rift or Rift 2. This is ridiculous. This is like another reason to just not even bother with Facebook at all.
It is, like, I get it, and, like, I do disagree with it, but also, like, it is one of those things that, like, oh, fuck, there was, like, there are other, services where, like, if you stop using the account, it just deletes your information. Like, this resume service that I have for, like, essentially, like, getting templates and stuff. Like, it'll just delete all of your templates that you've set up. Like, your account will be done if you
Did you buy those templates?
No,
Did
like,
you buy
them.
Right, okay, so
but like
this is you buy a game and then it takes it away from you if you delete your Facebook account.
My point was, this is not unheard of. And like it's not even like, oh, I want to delete my account. It's I want to stop
like
paying for this. Like, I want to stop
like
paying for this service.
If you stop paying for a service and they take away the parts of the service that you got for paying for it, that makes sense.
No, but they
because you didn't pay extra for it.
But my point is, they don't just like stop giving you access. They completely delete your account for doing this.
Yeah, that's fine, because that's you deleting your account for a thing that isn't asking you for more money every time you need to do something. This is they're taking your thing away that you paid for because you don't want to use their shitty social media service anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say that the main thing is that you could fuck up on social media, and then when you fuck up on social media, you then typically delete that account.
Like what if I get canceled? And I got this Oculus shit. I got all these Oculus games. And I gotta delete my I gotta delete my Facebook now. I gotta lose all my Oculus games. Bro, I'm a big Oculus gamer.
I'm gonna ring in a giant goose egg for the amount of time this will ever happen to Deshaun. But I get it, but also
I mostly just find this hilarious, and it's another reason to not fuck with Facebook. Don't use Facebook.
I just think it's stupid that it's not a separate account.
Yeah.
Which is
okay. Again, that's like what it used to be, and then when Facebook bought Oculus, it changed it.
Oculus, like the one that I have that it requires a computer, is an Oculus account. I have an Oculus account that I had to set up. This was extremely recent.
Yeah.
So it's just like, obviously there is the fucking space.
If you get like any of the new ones, you won't be able to. You'll lose all your shit. Just like the article says, hey, don't if you have one of the older ones, don't connect your Oculus and Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
Because you'll lose your shit.
Well, it's like
I'm not saying if you get one of the newer ones, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You have to go through that.
It's just, I think it's mostly just like the one that it's linked for is Quest. It's like the not standalone one.
It's like a couple of them, like the newer ones that are coming out.
Yeah, but it's just like
why would you do this? Like I get why you do this, but why would you do something that is gonna breed like the shittiest will possible?
Like, because Facebook has just fuck you controls over the world at this point. And I keep forgetting that the microphone I'm using for you guys is not the same as the microphone I'm using for the podcast. But like, it is one of those things where it's just like, to me, I just get it, because like you can do that with other games as well. Like it's not like completely unheard of. And when you delete your account, like all shit tied to your account gets deleted. Like you can do that with your League of Legends account. Like you can email them and like, the fucking way too much money that I've spent on my account, they'll be like, are you sure you want to close this account? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play anymore. And they will just straight up delete your account. And even if I call them the next day and be like, hey, I want my account back, they're gonna be like, yeah, fuck you. Like, I don't know, like,
but at least that's like, you had to consciously go through the process of making that choice.
I mean, deleting your fucking Facebook is a conscious choice.
But then also losing all your games that had nothing to do with your fucking Facebook, like, that's shitty. Like, what if I lost all my PS4 games because I fucking hated Twitter and got off Twitter? That sucks.
Look, read the fine print. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you here. If Twitter owns the PS4 and you delete your Twitter account and it also deletes your PS4 account, like, read the fine print. That's all I got.
That's bullshit, and I'm coming to Jack's house. That's what that is.
Oh boy.
Like, I agree with you, but like actually I think a better.
I'm not gonna do the whole devil's advocate thing for a shitty game company that doesn't need defending, or like a shitty decision that doesn't need defending. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, but I see why they did it. Like, I don't care why they did it.
Well, that's not why you're on the podcast. That's why I'm here, motherfucker.
That's why me and Derek are here. It's for everybody that decides to be against you.
Well, it's one of those things where like I understand where you're coming from, especially when I think of it, because now Riot Games has actual games. They have an S on the end of their games. And like deleting your League of Legends account would also delete like your Valorant account. That, while technically makes sense, is like not necessarily what you wanted.
That stinks.
But like, well, because it's all the same account, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
still stinks.
I get it, but like also, like I understand where you're coming from, and I think it's absolutely asinine. But also like, just fucking like
even Origin doesn't do this. Like, if I decided to delete my Origin account, I still own Titanfall 2. I could just get a new Origin account and then download it again, you know? But like this is ridiculous. This is so like it I don't know. It's like such a stupid decision. Yeah, it's so retarded. It's fucking idiotic. Why would you connect them like this? At least have it be like you can download it somewhere else, or just download it straight to your Oculus or whatever the fuck deal is. Have like a app, you know, just for like Facebook Oculus, the way they have Facebook fucking Messenger, when you don't want to fuck around with the full app, you know. But don't have it. I don't know. Oh well, there's so many different ways they could have gone about this, but this is the more proprietary shit where you don't own what you buy because it's digital. But you know, no one gives a shit. No one's gonna do anything about it. So in 20 years, when we're fucking eating shit, and everybody's like, "How did this happen?" Well, it was on episode 87 of the podcast when I told y'all.
I'm just gonna point back to Franz Ferdinand being assassinated and hentai starting, and that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, the real change in the timeline happened when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, but they don't want you to know about that. They just want you to be like, there weren't 2 bullets.
Damn lizard people.
So anyway,
there was a magic bullet. It was forged by Illuminati mystics to keep you from learning the truth. Anyway,
mechanical keyboards.
What about them?
Do you prefer them, or do you prefer like other keyboards? What's your preference of keyboards?
I want a keyboard that feels like I'm hitting something with my fingers. So like, so I hate like laptop keyboards. I hate.
Oh, those are the worst. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I can see that.
I'm not a huge fan of like Mac keyboards. I don't know.
I like really tactile feedback.
Yeah.
But like, I have no like if I was really into keyboards, because I'm not in that, like, I truly give a shit on what I'm typing on, but I would prefer something a little bit quieter than the ones I have, because I have a Logitech keyboard, and they're using their proprietary switches for this one, and I think it's supposed to be like MX, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a cherry blue,
Okay.
which is like loud as fuck. And I like it because I like hearing that. But like if I was swapping to like if I was like in a cubicle or something, I would want like a brown or something a little bit quieter.
I got you. I think the next keyboard I'm going to get, because right now I just have like a basic mechanical keyboard. The next keyboard I'm going to get is going to have the double click buttons. So when you they click when you press down, and they click again when you pick your finger up.
Oh, okay. I felt those before. Those are weird.
They're weird, but they feel so good to type on.
Yeah, you get used to them pretty quick. They're just kind of like a little bit of a learning curve. You have to press a little bit harder.
Yeah, you have to press a little bit harder, and like you get it. It's just I don't know what it is, but there's something about hearing the clicking makes it just feel so much better to type on.
Yeah.
I will say,
like again, like with the practical effects, like they're having like that tactile sense of something happening, you know, whether you're like hearing it or feeling it, you know, it just feels better than just kind of that airy nothing feeling.
And you know exactly when you pick your finger up. Go ahead.
That like, I want a quieter one, but like I actually want something where it takes more force to actuate it, because I apparently have very heavy fingers, like, and so like I'll constantly be pressing W or like whatever when I'm like, oh, this key isn't actuated, but it totally is. That happens a lot in like shooters and stuff. I'll find myself like strafing to the left while I'm trying to go straight, because like my hand is like on the A button and I wasn't paying attention.
And it's just a little too heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I want something a little bit heavier, but I'm actually really happy with this keyboard. I've had this for like years now, so I'm just gonna keep it until it breaks.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, but mice, I've gone through like fucking 3 of them.
I still don't know what kind of mouse I want.
I have what is this, a 903? Yeah, I have like all Logitech stuff except for my headset.
Yeah, I need like the mice I have now is like the biggest mouse I've ever had, because all the ones I've ever had are like way too small. So I had to get something that was like just huge-ish, because I hate small mice. I hate the feeling like having my knuckles touch on a mouse, like those ones that are that small.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. And like the ones that are like it's also kind of square shaped, because I hate the ones that like are circular and kind of curl around and shit. Just uncomfortable feeling.
I have a really bad habit. So I used to have one of like the fat mice that had like a place for your ring finger and pinky. But like I have this really bad habit now, where I guess it's not really a bad habit unless you're gaming, where I will put my first two like my index finger and my middle finger on the left click, and then my ring finger on the right click, as when I'm like browsing the internet and stuff. And like so, I used to shop for like fatter mice, so that way I wouldn't do that. But oh my god, it was bad. It was really bad.
I think the biggest problem I have on small mice is the like the back and forward buttons. I would hit those all the fucking time.
Oh, dude, I love those being at like the perfect like thumb joint level.
Yeah. I would like brush up against one, go back a page, I was in the middle of doing something, lose all my progress or something.
See, my biggest thing with mice in general is that whenever I'm really bad about change when it comes to like the small things.
We know.
So like if you change the mouse size just a little bit, all of a sudden I can't do anything for like a week.
Well, yeah, but that's like everything though. Like if I change guitars up to something I'm not used to, like
You just gotta get used to it.
yeah, daily drivers as they call them.
All right. Well, I think that's a podcast, guys.
Is it?
I think so. I would hope so.
It
Yeah,
is.
because if not, what the fuck have we been doing for the past hour and a
Right,
half?
it is
Yeah.
like, yeah, it is an hour and a half of recorded material. I hope it's a podcast. Like, I hope it's
Fuck,
something
man.
that can be used.
Man, this was a musical the whole time. Damn it!
So hey, Cameron,
Yeah.
where can we find you?
You can find me at I Press the Buttons on YouTube and Twitch, and then you can find me at IPT Buttons on Twitter.
Hey, Derek.
You can try to find me. I came in second on everything.
And you can find me at Mr. Urban Buddha and Super Urban Buddha. Just Google it. You'll find it.
And laugh at yourself. Catch you guys next time.
Catch you guys next time.